Dear friends, we keep counting on and counting on and counting on. Tiyebeye quiz akra 10 plus 16.
26.
Okay, 16 minus 10.
6.
All right, so we are playing around the number 16.
Okay.
It is the 16th day of the month of May. It is a Thursday. That Thursday when your television set gets hotter from the morning. Nemom enyum na ye to ye na hyemi nkran pa. Ewrade nim ne ye mawo. Nti wa mane nyina mu no. Obehe no aye ni yama. That is quite an inspiring one. But before we enter into all these for your morning, let's now read the scriptures. Na yen share ye hu nkran ene anope. Nkran share.
Okay. Mwene ubaka wonika ne mokeje Philippi bia wolule icho niji ete keje kuku niji kpao ke ashikpa nyole ni ikane yake shikele ni niji se na Mohami sele ya Yesu Kristo hiwole mibu ame ake shigbemo anokwa lemli le mibu ofe ake shigbemo ya Yesu Kristo minunchole henile nife ni mfele hiwo le hiwo ni ni mfe ebomile ni mibuo ame ake tumononin koni mana Kristo. And then the English also reads that Philippians chapter 3 verses 7 and 8. But whatever was to my profit, I now consider loss for the sake of Christ. What is more, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ Jesus my Lord, for whose sake I have lost all things. I consider them rubbish, that I may gain Christ. The word of God.
Thanks be to God. Enti krata ohotini Paulo ana enkan bi no na woye wodi atrutrasem a ne din ba ko asoso ene so no wono no twero krata koma asafo na ewo Filipo na de wo kanie Paul ngoma otwero koma Philippian asafo no na Filipo asafo no timiensa ne nchichemu enso kosi enwotwenso no brofo no say whatever was to my profit I consider loss for the sake of Christ. For what is more, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ Jesus, my Lord, for whose sake I have lost all things. I consider them rubbish, that I may gain Christ. Dear friends, I am well aware that sometimes life can be bleak, especially when you have risen to the top. And some way, somehow, the demerits of life has brought you to the abyss. You do baby a utimi kura kasetia wo nyankopon no nyankopon de me ba ha be ye den o de me ba ha be ye den abra ye nya kristofo kura na yetiyi sese e besum kristo na sese ye ho kire yen. It happens, but Paul now is reminiscing such a life and still comparing it to his life with Christ. And Paul say, I am pa wahwere nioma nyina na emom so obu nkompon ehwe de wenya wo Kristo mu dia ene obu ne se eyade papa esane se Christ enti so wahwere nioma nyina wone de obu sese be ejanjade esane se wafa Kristo nioma nyina betwam. The things of this world will pass. In fact, they are afflicting. Sometimes some writers will say they are chaff that are carried away by the wind. But a trust in Christ, it's forever. And then me say we jidie edue Kristo muntino. Christ enya wadom. So wahwere nioma bi, usika bi, ene ebinom usu se omo sika akwa edwamu. Lockdown funds, and so they are picketing and they are crying. Eyampa ohwere sika ya nemum Christ ewo wabrabo mu timi dane nioma nyina emeyeye. I pray that that turning ability of Christ come upon you. Yesu nane ho Kristo e ha no bole ohe na de etwam nyina entwam. Christ nkan ho anope omehye ye nkuran omra ye nsra ban mu na womma ye anamo a ye bedi etumrika se aboa okode. In the name of Christ our Lord, we welcome all of you to your favorite Christian morning show. Sorry, Nashrin. No, I can say wake up to a purposeful day. Yeah. It is a good morning. My name remains 𝗟𝗡𝗍𝗲 Vincent Agbamanya. Mene
Miss Na. Is that the which I'm doing short into? And for being kahon. Me mao akwenya for being kahon. All right, let's set the agenda. Okay, so first it used to be Quarcoo and 𝗟𝗏𝗏 having a fight. Then it moved to soldiers and then prison officers. Who is next on the list? We'll tell you why 2 government agencies are fighting.
Hey, Asem, and Ramene 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗿𝗏 of the Methodist Church, stress inoculation. And the relationship between stress and disease in America say Ghana na ye nam obi ayare o obi ayare kakra be fa
1% de obi akite.
So what I thought will make 2 strong boys set their house ablaze to the extent that their sick mother is in the yebe chirichiri mu de na be mamrantie mienu akopagya aso wo mo dan mu na wo maame a ochim wo mo wo mo wawu. The full story no ebebreo. Say Kobana Sadia na headmistress Jahadia any a mock question and mock the any deco.
The mock question me din kaka.
Pajo can you?
And then a question of the day no. I didn't know it's not a dream kaka. So should Ghana pursue reparation for the transatlantic slave trade? Until you can't slave trade won't sense them. You can't show no move for bibi kaka. All
right. Enti in Chile one say maybe a tremu. Akwesi broni ba amanmu ebefa ye nananom konkwasom mu omampani ene amampanifo bi agina mu se efata se yema ye sika kakra yema ye bibi kakra esane se yenom na ye nananom ye befa omokoy tina ye ka reparation na no se obi a waye bibi ana ya no ayakayaka de bi a ye tua ne ka ana ye hyeni mu etene ye bisam ye nananom a ye befa omu free eye Ghana man ha ebi koko eton enioma ebi susu koye ekoye ahwede efu ebi susu koye tobacco tawa efu ye bisa samre mfie bebrechi ye man ye bibi enhemu ye mfa pepa ye ni wani so ana na wa we egami be blamo me
e wasa ni mene ni wo bi ofe di akeshi beni blofo member Ghana man na mini ameke wo ba chomo ni bi pi ami baba wo ha mo ke pimo ke ni bi fe agbena wo ba chomo nyon ke ha ami mene wo bi akeshi ani ne ke ni fe mo na fe pimo ha mo fi o ni wo chomi ne isake ame ha wo pata mo shikalo.
Fantastic. I like that. Cholo ni is an afil. I think I like the Ghana version.
By this time, Osafo Leno be whenever he sees me, he's like,
we more. And then on television, so when those 2 strong men come on the show now. So we are going to discuss the nitty-gritties of the so-called reparation. Amampeni fobi yekra omampeni nanado dankwa oche this year ede ne ho ashemu. We are going to discuss. Remember, Shandoff and Wonders will be on your screen. Kan who said de roba ya makwan na afi wo so frɛ de wanu di sem echre na catch us my volume no confirm ne kasa ubia ye do be ko apomuden so ne yakọ insurance so na afi agofoma na ba be di agro aman sam ready ye de nchie mu yehwam ma aboafo a o maso yemu wo dwumadie so na our sponsors.
So before our sponsors come in, I would like to also inform all our viewers that if you also want to be a part of our sponsors, you can call 0256253461 and we'll be here to answer you. Remember, there's Don't Call Me also going round. It's just going for 500 cedis. And so call the telephone numbers that will be rolling under your television set and have discussions with us and be a part of the family. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗿 Insurance Company is here with us. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗿 is located nationwide. If you're in Accra, you can find them in Osu behind the Presbyterian Church. You can walk into any of their offices, get the agents to speak to you on all of the insurance policies that they have, and do well to sign on to any of them.
Ashefo brofo na aka won titimu na aka we brofo o hani space aba mi. O we brofo to mo machine gun. Na de na pa chere say ye Don't Call Me. Wano ne brofo ye da ye titim. Na shre yentehwe twefo de ye kan say Don't Call Me abapa na o hwe ye TV ni so ye say edwantode bi a wo bia na o de ba eye WTV so a ye beje ne abohu dewro ama enkankan mo ton ade a munhwe da enhu said ye ekono no eye 500 pe oba ye beje abohu dewro ma nanso eba suku pon de a na a Methodist University, and the admission train will be in Cape Coast on the Ogwa Township, and then we are painting the entire Cape Coast in the blue colors of the Methodist University. Specifically, we will be on the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Mountain and go and discuss some things with those boys. So I'm calling them those boys. Yeah. All right, Methodist University still remains your school of choice. Kofa or form. Now, Ebra Methodist University na yenchera wade kama. Excellence, morality, and service.
Sankofa natural spices. If you're going to cook today, please add one to any of your meals. They have curry and nutmeg, fish spice, chicken spice, stew mix, soup mix, jollof rice mix, and noodles and spaghetti, among others. So just try any of them and you are not going to regret it at all.
Me pa cho so mpese obeha ho na wako kitchen na wako ha eye wo nails a wahye wo eyelashes a wahye wo makeup a wahye pa cho brag KFK enkogina eja ho bia ma eja nhehyew oye ababawa ho ye fe oye fe enko kitchen konko ha me pa cho ko eye KFK aso eye omo ewo nkran ha dia na oba eye Wesley dan a yesini kama e ben CD house no me pa cho eye KFK aduane anopa aduane ewie aduane enwumre aduane ombe ma obi edi kama.
Yeah, was catch the colors of the building, burnt orange and blue.
Burnt orange. Ekutu ashi. Okay. Akutu nation. All right. Okay.
Okay. And 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is also here with us. Walk into their office located in Adabraka, adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral. And you can get someone to sell to you any of their ginger juice or their ginger powder, their millet juice, their banana, mango, and any other flavor that they have in store for you. And I can bet you it tastes so good. You can even add it to your English breakfast. What is English breakfast without a proper fruit juice? So please do well to just grab some of the bottles from MIPL.
All right, multi-credit still remains the loans people. Me pacho me say sika ho ayede nansen enko baabia unim baabia omusika ne efiri baaye atete aba sakawafo no soso aba enkoje sakawafo sika enkoje bet for soso ekra sika me paacho nansen no bi kase bet kra eyadwuma me sori ana open no na mete ho nanso mi ni bi da. You don't want to gamble when it comes to money. Please go to multi-credit and ask them for a loan. Me say ensi ho no eye kumabi enti enyumakoi ana aso ye mu anope so ye sorry na hwan dwumedie no ebremo sam radio ye twi break na ye sika no chok kakra na afi ye twa ye ho aba ye betena ase a na ensem a yekura no yabo ho dewru ama ye ba sisia.
Do you need quality and professional ministerial attire? Be it cassock, clerical shirts, stoles, preaching gowns, preaching bands, wedding gowns, and sanctuary vestments, then your best destination is a Methodist Investments and Properties Limited, MIPL. Individuals and churches can also contact MIPL for their African wear, both male and female, curtains, church or institutional anniversary clothing, Friday wears, mufflers, diaries, liturgy books, souvenirs, badges, Lacoste and t-shirts, among others. MIPL produces natural fruit juice such as ginger, pineapple, mango, millet, banana, as well as specially prepared ginger powder to boost your daily vitality. MIPL Property Management is also available to both individuals and corporate institutions in managing your property and providing investment solutions. Locate MIPL office at the Grant House inside Adabraka, Accra for your businesses at affordable prices, or call us on 0242 122 787. If you are looking for an office space which is spacious with a car park, 24-hour security, standby generator, then look no further. The Grant House building is up for rent and is located adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral, Accra. Call us on 0242 122 787. KFK Foods is an award-winning world-class restaurant with over 10 years experience in both local and continental dishes. We render services for parties, cafeteria services for schools and hospitals, individuals, corporates and institutions, as well as groups who want to treat their partners to delicious meals and services. We have all local and international dishes, including banku with tilapia, fufu with light soup, fried rice with grilled or fried chicken, assorted fried rice, fish with chips, noodles and spaghetti, pizzas, pastries, shawarma, beef and chicken sauces. All kinds of breakfast baskets in Accra. Locate us at the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In Tema, locate us at Community 25 Annex, where the event center is located at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. For all orders, call us on 0244-637647 or WhatsApp us on 050-33-17153. KFK Foods, you deserve it.
Nana ye, Ediana mihui, enemrem, and now water kakadro pepperin sia, na wakwa chi.
So mommy, said you me pemedua ni nyina natural no. Me ni spices o.
Emu na kakadro garlic rinsia ni na spices. Akakadro garlic o edie yo, ena yakeka bom. Na ye dia sankofa natural spices.
Oh wow. Na sana kesi nyina o. Eni me ya ye hit mistakes. Munya garlic no, eni de mu chuchuchu no. Efri na kro, sankofa natural spices. Eno an e be use. 100% natural. Said the no.
Adofo, mamunye huge mistake. Sankofa natural spices. Didi
FDA ejedi nkratu yatu.
Hello and welcome to The Room. That's wajimre and then so over the room. Ye waha into sema ya boa nina from the internet and I think so. Newspaper headlines na and ye didn't have bebro. Osavo.
Alright, nti ekobani sadia na our first story. Nkrofo bi sika bi akwa baby a. Enu nyina ye de ka ho but ntumi mokola enko ye didi. Ti bi edikan. Nti what is the story of the people whose locked up investment are still withheld.
Tensions escalated as members of the Locked Up Investment Holders Forum clashed with a Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. Stephen Amoah, when they resumed their picketing at the Finance Ministry on Wednesday, May 15. The protest, which is not the first of its kind by the group, sought to pile pressure on the Minister of Finance to allocate funds to the Bank of Ghana to revoke the licenses of insolvent finance houses and savings and loans company to pay depositors their fund. A member of the group insisted that their leader should be allowed to communicate with the Deputy Minister in his office, stating that it was disrespectful to hold discussions with them outside. You cannot send him to your office. What kind of life is this? What kind of impression is this? He should send him to your office and talk to him. It is an insult for him to talk to you outside here. For you do not have any respect for your father. You have worked for so many years to be who we are. What work have you done? He lamented.
Juma be na waye. Asem kese e pa nuano monimu se be ye mfie numni a nipa bebre esu se adwuma a wo maye ye wiase a wo ba ye se onyankropon ema domdom won ko suku wie ye bebre na anya adwuma eyeye no omusika omde ko sika krabia bebre na no ko hwehwe investment mu no mfie no mu dia lock mu nyina munim financial sector clean up ye baaye eno ana nkrofo bi o maka o ho abomu se nkabo mu ko bi a wo mu su pacho se yemfa omusika akoka edwamu ema wom enra yese omoko finance ministry a omoni deputy finance minister ora 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 friend sticker na eno na akoba se na wo mu ginagina ho the placards ye dede panifo ana ebi ka se na ye leader odi enim na ora 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 one no ebe ka se ne nyina bonten kasa mane ne nkodam mu oye pani na nioma bi amoye wo Ghana enye kra na mo de mofro amaba na nsen amanyosem nti ye mo papa no mo maame no mu na wo kra wo ho de adwuma na waye da hwe ye no ye start ye adwuma jama nkata bre so yaba ahomegye mu ye sika ya kra no eno ana akwa adwamu na enkrofo egususu na nso ye kan wie no na ora 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 ahyebo se minister ba minister ni ho na minister ba o de nkrata na be ma wo na bohwe bia minister ashe se omusika na yebetua amom tina ye kan saade ana sa ana kasebo no eko na ye kotema soso a Ghana Port and Harbour also security for nsembi akoso omone immigration for yenkotie.
Okay, a clash broke between security personnel from the Ghana Port and Harbour Authority (GPHA) and officials from the Ghana Immigration Service (GIS) at the Tema Port, ending in fisticuffs. A video posted captured the tense confrontations between the two groups at the Ghana Port Security and Immigration Service office. Reportedly, approximately 12 GPHA security members stationed at the Meridian Port Service (MPS) allegedly entered the GIS office at MPS, intending to apprehend two officers following a disagreement during routine vessel checks on the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏HNA at the Tema Port. The dispute arose when GPHA security personnel insisted on searching the immigration officer after they had completed their inspection duties at the Tema Port. However, the GIS inspector objected, asserting that while searches of their bags were permissible, body searches of the officers, especially the male personnel, were not allowed.
Yo intimo hwe yemfoni etwegu a okwabrane ne da table so a se ye bonasumu se ye wo bere no na eye aban dwuma mienu eye Ghana Port and Harbour Authority on security for ana afi Ghana Immigration Service for ana akansi ani na tema eno atema dawses by omo kire se edini de enye tema na emum eye top man tinansen o kwa ubetumi akase eye top man enye tema me pacho na this time no de ye kan say enye edin bi na emum eye Ghana Immigration Service and Port and Harbour Authority omo security for you see eye vessel bi shaman bi eba be si ho na abrano no say immigration for ekomu ekokohwe de ekoso no mu pie ba say security service for omo Ghana Port and Harbour no omo so eko no omo kokohwe na ekoba na sa no na say eye inspection na ye say mo call ye no mu di bibi hwem ho ana say mo amfa bibi anhwem ho na afi mo bag so mo di room no bibi hwem eno na ekoba na say immigration focus mbepa acho be ma search be ma oba so search oba na mo de ma ewe mu kra mo pese mo search ye de enya sempa pakra ene mi ke na mente me ho ase we si say enra na enye asem keto akra ewo tema. All right. Yenko ura Mahama so ono so all my promise.
The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has revealed plans to employ artificial intelligence in combating illegal small-scale mining, popularly known as Galamsey. He said this at the 3rd Annual Transformational Dialogue on Small-Scale Mining organized by the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani. The canker has become an albatross on the neck of government, with many Ghanaians concerned about its debilitating impact. Addressing the gathering, the former president emphasized the need for technological innovation to enhance the monitoring of small-scale mining sector and minimize its environmental effect. We will introduce and encourage technological innovation to improve capacity for coordinated monitoring of the small-scale mining sector and reduce environmental impact, he said on Wednesday, May 15. He proposed the utilization of AI to identify small-scale mining and galamsey activities, monitor excavators, and establish geofences around concessions to prevent mining operations in unauthorized areas, including water bodies.
Yona ye kanesa no campaign ashase manyokua ewo Ghana bia ekwa promise ya na we na mampeni dada His Excellency the ex-president of the Republic of Ghana Ora John Mahama eka say ode abefo artificial intelligence bi eba abekon etia eye galamsey pa nti eye drone ni nyoma ya etimi ni nam wi mo ba be ye bi na obi a ohye kwayo mu a wa hye kuntu na se etu efom ese nsuo a galamsey ya bohu dawuro aboa enkusi aga no ne de ode abefo mfidie eba abekon etia eye galamsey okono pa. All right, so back to issues on Ghana integrated financial ecosystem no. Oma locate 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗘 bi kenkama yene.
The Bank of Ghana, the Development Bank Ghana (DBG), working with its digital partners 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗘 and supported by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, is excited to announce the target of $100 million to be disbursed to the Ghanaian small and medium enterprises (SMEs) ecosystem through the Ghana Integrated Financial Ecosystem. At the 3i event, an announcement was made during the signing ceremony between DBG and 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗘 to accelerate the disbursement of up to 1.83 billion Ghana cedis via the wholly digital infrastructure set up by the GIFE program. This follows on the early signs of success exhibited by GIFE after its launch at the 2022 edition of the Singapore FinTech Festival and its operationalization in the first half of 2023 with a pilot financial institution partner Consolidated Bank Ghana. All
right, now a year one more enyuma nkete from small and medium enterprises omate nekakra a year you may be a course so Bank of Ghana and the Development Bank Ghana omo ye ejuma bo mo se omo zombe nam abefo Jumadie so na afe sika bia omaye omadwene se womode share eye nyuma ye frɛ omo small and medium scale enterprises no na omode tudwa se de wie pay enche bia na sa sika puduo no baba begu eye the Development Bank of Ghana utumi ekɔ na ososo kɔ assess bi na odidi odwuma bia wudi. All right, so now me say yewo mienu bi wo ho.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so let's look at the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 story.
Okay, so two siblings believed to be mentally unstable are in police custody after allegedly burning down their house in 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 located in the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 South municipality of the Ashanti region. The fire resulted in the death of their mother. And according to the assembly member of the area, the brothers had an altercation with their grandmother, who lives in the same house, and threatened to burn her alive. Sensing danger, their grandmother quickly went to the police station to report the threat. While their grandmother was away, the brothers set the house on fire. Unbeknownst to them, their sick mother was inside the house, leading to her death. By the time firefighters managed to control the blaze, the entire house had been destroyed and the mother had perished in the fire. The charred body of the victim had been taken to the morgue and the police have launched an investigation into the incident. Recounting the incident, the assembly member of the area said it was intentional. He was trying to burn the house and he wanted to kill his grandmother.
All right, na asante mantemu ana yedu eye brono bia ye frɛ no 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 na sa 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 ye nyina ye nim sɛ ben menhia na asɛm a esi no enye asɛm dɛdɛ ɛno ne sɛ mrantie mienu bia yesusu se sebio omadwene mu eka omo kakra omo na omo maami a wayare enya menteme ho ase bi the usual mother and children argument na no ana omo eka kire mama say wo Mother's Day atwemu yi yemfa wo nya hwe na wanhwe yi a yebehyew because wo kra ho hye da nye maame papa bia na ntokwa yi koso no na eye omo na omo no eni ne tifi wo dwane koka kire police for say mrantie mienu yi womo hadwene pa ofio no mo kra wo ma bontrene se omo maame ahwe ni yi a omo be hye efie no na omo ahye omo maame ni nyina akra aka ho na police for momra maami ni beye 1 hour kra wodani nani baaya enkwalai na omo so efie yija na maami yare nti ono so wantimi anyahwe ejei ahye no dworo be eno na ye kira na womo se yesusu se emrante bi ana womadwene mu eka omo kakra.
Okay.
All right, so there's a last story from Mumbai.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay, so an aerial view shows a fallen billboard on the fuel station following the wind and dust storm in Mumbai. At least 14 persons have died and dozens were injured after a huge billboard fell on them during a thunderstorm in India's financial capital, Mumbai. The billboard collapsed on some houses and petrol station next to the busy road in the eastern suburb of Mumbai following gusty wind and rains late on Monday. Scores were trapped following the incident, with rescue operations continuing till early Tuesday. The thunderstorm brought traffic to a standstill in parts of the city and disrupted operations at its airport, one of the country's busiest.
Na India ana yedui India kurobi efre no Mumbai na yesi enipa dom a ewo sa kroni so no enye enipa ketwa nansen beto odwa se hosusu ensubrani bi ato ama ensuo ebubu adan ebubu hospital ebubu eye afatri na we de yesi eye billboard kese bi a esikwan ho na ensuo ebu no a efom twew a enipa ebeye dunan omahwere wo nkwa enye asem ketwa kra na ekoba ne sa enyina yenim se eye climate change ya ye ken sabio US kra baby insu ato ama flood na Ghana yenya ye ben alajo na yenya ye ben koli die tie bia no insu no ato na den house
see ya ben alajo na ya ben koli
tie se ye hwani yie pa all right say ye ne sawe dia na afi ye kohwe newspaper so de all catch na
Rachel, good morning.
Good morning.
Any part to say? Okay. And then Nyamia to say
Amen.
And the family they are also doing fine,
yes,
right?
Please, they're
okay.
Doing well.
Okay. All right. But when fire yes, shall say free him.
Yes, shall say free daily graphic now. Today is the third Thursday in the month of May 2024, and we are looking at headlines in the Ghanaian newspaper. Just like we always do every morning, we are starting with daily graphic, and daily graphic they say truth and accuracy every day. On their banner headline, political differences must not breed disunity. President exhorts nation. President Akufo-Addo and all can say actually Ghana for reduce over-reliance on imports to stabilize cedi. TUC boss tells Ghanaians. NPP scales through 𝗟𝗏𝗍 by-election. Page 17 of the daily graphic. Daily graphic onsa ekembia now working can be amayen kama. 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗿𝗏 ediso a daily guide newspaper. On the banner headline, Dumso is over. Nana ena oka say Kaswa soldier killer grabbed. Concerning the Cecilia Dapa case, Attorney General rejects SP's money laundering allegation. Boateng retains 𝗟𝗏𝗍 NPP seat. U.S. Army Major convicted for gun smuggling. Enti way ena anape daily guide a day ebre Ghana for after daily guide 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗏 ediso the Ghanaian Times, as always the most authoritative newspaper here in Ghana. Ghana. On their banner headline, "Let's protect our democracy. President 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗘 tells organized labor. NPP retains 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗘 parliamentary seat. Soldier shot dead at 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Millennium City." So yeah.
So be try your ho aba sisi a ye ba e bedi nkomo ye ba sisi a.
This is the new Wesley Towers. It is a state-of-the-art office space located in the Ambassadorial Enclave, Accra. The property comes with a main entrance foyer with a classic central chandelier lighting. Our 13-passenger elevator with an air diffuser and a display screen for all your outfits will surely take you to the auditorium. At the Wesley Towers is a 500-seater auditorium for all your events. It's fully soundproof with a centralized air conditioning system. Our liner speakers, MCR, LED screens, and LED stage lights are fully in place. After an eventful day in our auditorium, you are sure to feel refreshed in the spacious 200-seater capacity roof terrace with a pergola in place. With 100 available car parking space, this new edifice is safe and secured with our security systems in place. Over 100 camera points and car parking control system. We have washrooms, restaurant, and an on-site clinic. Book our conference rooms for your corporate meetings whilst admiring the water fountain synchronizing with colorful lighting and music. Wesley Towers is designed to make you feel safe, offering you the needed luxurious space. It comes with affordable pricing package. Please contact for details and inspection. 0503 109 978 or 0500 166 304 or 0556 302 880 0243 614 423. Wesley Towers, offering you a safe, secured, luxurious space.
Don't come yo, don't call me. Ghana for Methodist Asafoma. WTV Enyamfianumo 5 years. Hooray! Na enam Emfianuma Fidida. WTV ADNT. Or yet don't call me promo. And say, Zawaya Methodist Asafoma. Now what business? And Juma Kubia Opeso Bomu Deura. WTV say, Ye Babi Chat or Juma Kuno. And as we got on Yeno. Nia Bomu Deura now watching me 2 weeks at the amount 500 Ghana cedis per. And I'll bet ya. Way a Kwanya WTV Airfaso at the Adawas. What time the chi? Am I doing Pempenswa and never dream? Sa promo, ye dear Kusi Mebosum in a year. Yanuti, Methodist Asafoma, Muaku, Mupesa Mubamu Deuru, Muntutumrika, Namumrai, Fred WTV, Nanim Penfoning Como, Emfa don't call me promo 0593 110733 and now WhatsApp 0256 253461. WTV, reaching out to the world.
Before say Ghana for you. Ya mamre ni ya made and it's dia ya mamre. Frantuma ya mamre. The share tabia ya mamre. Say ya Christopher's ni ya mamre ni ya madia. Na yesum na kwakwe ahobo was. Luti the man comforta kase. Isusum ya brofodia. Enso tisa. Yesu nyame wo ya mamre kwanswa. Sa she at the beauty before a deep and you say I've been the passy of a church in your mamre near money. Amawachi ya mamre ni ya manie no ase na wo somo a wasom wo sakwa no so na yesom no nye obidie ne yafa na yesom yesu nyame se no wo ya mamre ni ya manie ekwa so ye kan ye bible no a ye tiase wo ya mamre ni ya manie ekwa so bani sai agene bra na ye nwene sai agene fa so bi nyame
empanyi betra se na ye so ya dwen ye nchekra na hwe ye nim kwa
ahwefo ya san ba bie onim se mfidie ne de adwuma ne duru ba bia na ebo na ni pre. But we are back, so over to you, Rachel.
Okay, so you permit me to borrow the words of Miss Na Yaba Na Yaba. And to quickly, let's go back into the newspapers. Daily guide on the Abana headline: 70,000 smart tablets deployed to schools. Imani peddles falsehood. A year electoral commission for Eka say 177 million Ghana cedis for nurse trainees allowance. Government releases 2 million Ghana cedis for kidney patients. Into way and a war daily guide the Ubokratemu. Yeah, called daily graphic newspaper. They say truth and accuracy every day on the Abana headline. Hold duty bearers accountable, journalists told at African Media Convention. We will restore Galamsey lands forest. A year Mahama and Oka say MTN calls for rethink of tax structure. Fintech Summit highlights investment opportunities in Africa. Into way and a war daily graphic the robot kratam. You do the new finder the robot krata. So on the Abana headline, Gonja Ken blesses 𝗟𝗏𝗘 to be the next president of Ghana. Mahama reveals AI-powered plan to combat Galamsey. Former NPRA boss raises alarm over looming retirement crisis in TNO Ewo. Page 9 of the new finder. Daybreak newspaper. Kwatafa Edikaino, you have my blessing to be president. A year Gonja Fuohine and na Oka say Ache 𝗟𝗏𝗘. Comfort Noche Teaching Hospital acquires 12 dialysis machines. Business mogul louds potential of Asante Kingdom. Stop press. President strips top Jubilee House appointee of executive position. And Gapoha security beat immigration officers at Tema Port. Into way. And so, and I dear Bremu, you do the Supreme newspaper, the Rubokata, Katafan Edikaino, Gonja King blesses 𝗟𝗏𝗘 says he is a true son of the soil to be president. Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 pays tribute to phenomenal nurses. 25 years of stability and development, a testament to your leadership. Alex Apeu Adade, and na Oka say, Atre Eye Asante Hene. Enti de robot krata no senior software eka ye no eto de bia na ye fidie no eho atochema kakra enti no yensa asanso aka Supreme newspaper ni biom eye nanabi or say please leadership must act swiftly. NPP loyal ladies shake who and no ewo page 4 of the Supreme newspaper enti unsa eka Supreme newspaper na waking King be amayen kama. You do the Metro Lens the robot krata so now they say relevance our pride on the Abana headline. Mahama vows to use AI to combat Galamsey. 1 tablet, 1 student. Deployment begins and no ewo page 2. Collaborate to positively impact people's lives. Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 urges African leaders and financial institutions and fintechs. Pay support directly to renal patients. Mindset Shift Institute urges charitable organizations. Enti unsa ekebia na wakenka amayeng. The campaigner that say integrity, objectivity, and fairness. Dr. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 pays glowing tribute to nurses. EC Pamel's critics says commission never disenfranchised SALL residents. Group fights Angela List for allegedly exporting gold valued at over $7 million into way and the campaigner a day air braying and pay you do the daily searchlight they say in service to God and country. Is Ghana becoming a dual currency state? The rise of yellow currency. Find solutions to depreciation of the cedi. A year gutafo and I can't say. Electoral Commission statement on SALL is brazenly dishonest. A year Franklin Kujo and I also can't say 3-day media conference underway in Accra, and Ghana Gas Company met procurement standards in awarding contracts. A year Ghana Gas Company for PRO and I all can't say you do the Chronicle 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘, so they say they are the spear of the nation. On their banner headline concerning the Ghana Smart School project, 70,000 tablets supplied to 30 schools. Gonja Ken to 𝗟𝗏𝗘, may your dreams to lead Ghana be fulfilled into way. And the daily searchlight a day air braying. Now Yako business more the business analyst. Third African Media Convention, Africans challenge to develop their own AI. Inflation to hit 22.1% in May 2024. Ghana bagged $3.94 billion from NTEs in 2023. Third AMC kicks off in Accra grand opening set for today. And a grand opening no air bustle. Over 400 Deloitte Ghana staff mark volunteer day to impact about 12,000 school children. And call the new crusading guide 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘. So you have my blessing to be president. A year Yabunra and I all can't say atre 𝗟𝗏𝗘. Christian Divine Church to celebrate 65th anniversary. Government begins distribution of tablets under One Student, One Tablet initiative. Afarley, Ghana Gas CEO not under pressure to sign $812 million deal. Residents of SALL were never disenfranchised in 2020. A year Electoral Commission for I can't say. Afarley, the most authoritative newspaper here in Ghana, and the Ghanaian Times, concerning the Bank of Ghana DBG Pro-Stera support businesses, $100 million boost for MSMEs to promote agric, manufacturing, ICT and tourism. Government to grant tax exemptions on raw materials for local manufacturing of drugs and medical supplies. A year Finance Minister Ena Odewe Abeto Abontning. Forum to promote Africa media landscape opens in Accra. 159 SOCO projects complete, 397 more under construction in 6 regions. NT way and so ewoho. Unsak ekebia na wakenkan amayeng. The anchor 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘, no gold leaves Ghana without GRA and PMMC supervision. Adamus Resources exposes accusers ignorance. KGL boss extols economic potential of Ashanti Kingdom. Fuel prices to drop from today. Enti Ghana for Masumwa, fuel prices to drop from today. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 promises regular meeting with clergy if Iti eno dia wonsa eka 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗘 na wakenkan ehu nie etoa so. Gapuha condemns embarrassing clash at port with Ghana Immigration Service. Afarley yenko graphic showbiz mu 5 painful, honest reasons you are not getting dates, okay? Bring back CDs and pen drives. Philippa Bayfi ena or say yensan so enfa enyom a yedi egu pen drive ne CD so yensan so enfa embra eja mine so O2 Indigo not big enough for my show patapa ena all can't say enti unsa eka _𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏 na wakenkan bi amaye aha ena anapay emre ebe maye nkwan amaye de _𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗏 no ebesi.
All right, so from that one from the Honorable Patapizi. Yeah, did you
just a few days ago, I was asking myself, now, Papa, we call Shane.
Oh, yeah, rehearsals for O2 Arena. Patapizi, baby, I should be yeah, ciao. All right, friends, we are turning round and we will be back to have some discussions.
There is always a story on the train of national discourse, a host of thorny issues begging intelligent analysis and unbiased scrutiny. But how do we interrogate these matters? Through the regular lens of partisanship or through a spectrum that focuses on the national good? The answer is the latter, and that is why the state is here. Here on the state, we turn our backs on the political gimmicks, ignoring the endless propaganda and opening our doors to honest and critical assessments on all matters of national interest. Our focus is to generate compelling solutions to the litany of problems in education, politics, health, governance, the economy, and all other areas of national life. We also bring you closer to the narratives on the streets, bringing you up to speed with the voices of ordinary men and women who cannot be heard. It's a platform of truth, objectivity, and impactful Christian-centered engagement designed to better the lot of all and sundry. Join me, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, this and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Wesleyan TV for this all-new current affairs program. For sponsorship, please call 059 311 0733 or 025 625 3461. The State, probing the issues, digging the solutions.
Wesleyan TV, reaching out to the world.
Meye mi fie Christian fie, mema mi kun aye Christiani, na me mofra aye Christian fo, mema mi fie aye Christian fie. Ban papam eye dwumadi a ekoso ewo WTV so. Ekasa afa ekwaya ye tete ye mofra. Ekwaya ye befa so ama ya ware ayefe ne ya ware edimu. Efie entete anase efie siesie ene efie nkomodie mu nso yenya ento nchen. Into me to sa frɛ se hwɛ WTV na niema pa bebre ewo WTV so enwumpa enkomodie papa eniema pa ebeboa me ne omienu ene ye fie koso ara na hwɛ WTV.
Se wajimre eba behwe edero part 2 ena enede yatnase na yenya nkai se ye papa the very reverend Eric Quarcoo am here ne ho mfa ne kakra nti e bompa se nyankopon nkasa be man ahoden foforo na by next week there na be kan nti papa anapa we o hwe ye ndia ye say nya ma hunto wontentem ye bon pa senya ko be ma wa ho den no na next week wa ba be kan ho e wa ha osofo ye se be na me here ni ho mfa ne kakra
yeah osofo mfa nti e bon pa sen all right enti ye shase na ye bedi ye ho nkomo na we read the story of the authentication between the two state bodies. Usually in you will find a nipa mienu a year ejuma. Nina security and all working for government. It would have been such a cordial one, but usually we have state institutions. Do we are police, soldier, we are immigration, fire. Do we are now it is 𝗟𝗡𝗏 security and GIS for rather not too good news. We are very familiar with tema there. Say the muamunim no ho and you try you from Safujumedi, so really know. And the Methodist Church has members who are with the Ghana Immigration Service and also the GIS. 80 enyasem the cry. Now what will you have to say to that?
You see, two persons or two state institutions born out of government or born by government, and then the two of you decide to fight. It looks like you are living in the same house with your siblings and your parents are there watching the two of you fight, and the parents won't say anything about it. I think it's long overdue. First they started with the ECG, Quarcoo, VRE thing, and on all these institutions are state institutions. Why would you fight instead of coming together for the greater good, to look at where the loopholes are, to look at where the gaps are, and rather fill in those spaces or breach that gap, so that next time someone from outside would even come and mention your names and say that, look, these two people were even situated, and what did they do? Nothing.
Well, I think we need to understand the main reason for this rather internal hostility. You might not be sure, but usually there are two forms of causation. There is the immediate cause and there is a remote cause. So they are saying, say, Obana will be searching, and they are saying, oh, you don't need to search a woman. But I think it goes beyond that, because there has been a long-standing history of friction among that team of security people. So it is either the 𝗟𝗡𝗏 securities don't trust the immigration people. Sometimes they even drag in the customs. I am surprised that
the customs are not part of
the customs this time. We're not part of the whole issue, but it appears that these three agencies, it do behavior because they work within the port enclave. Yeah. Usually it is that.
But why wouldn't you trust your other colleague who is also working in the same place? That means that something has gone wrong.
No, Roya. So so, but it's a routine. See, when you go to the airport, passengers are being searched and workers are being searched as well. So
there shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, you dare not walk through a certain zone when you will not be searched. So, and I didn't talk about, but like I'm saying, there is a remote and an immediate cause. BBSC, Anna, ISN to Makata, Nyoma. So we need to be able to see what really is under. There is an underlying current which we need to.
So, if I'm understanding what you're saying perfectly well, then it means that, I mean, this one doesn't trust the other. The other also is refusing to trust the person on the front. So it means that then the two of them have a problem. Then something went wrong somewhere.
Yes, so that's actually what I'm saying. It's just like a typical relationship for that matter, a marriage relationship where a man doesn't trust a woman and a woman
also doesn't trust a man
as well. All right. Now, so we remember we reported right here on this station about the Boku incident where a fire service personnel had an issue with the soldiers,
the prison officers.
Yes. Yeah, the prison officers and the soldiers had issues.
When you have to arrest me and all that.
Yes.
But state institutions should sit up. I think their heads, the various heads of those departments should come together and then have a roundtable discussion. Know where this person's probably your jurisdiction is, where the next person's, because wherever your jurisdiction ends is where someone else's own starts. So the two of them or whoever is involved in any particular institution should work hand in hand.
I think say idea in Nipa. So I was using a typical marriage relationship as an example.
Okay.
Sometimes an unresolved conflict can lead to something very bigger. And so it is like wadiena yewumuno woyasroya. So I call it the pirate eye marriage. You know, the pirate. The pirate comes with a certain physical appearance, and one of the indicators of a pirate's appearance is the covering of one eye. In the eyes of wadiena umakata meni baako, and I make sure. So baby trauma kwemu ade meye ono and also so baby family life so ade meye ono. So I think it's the same scenario happening here. GIS for no ehun say gapoha boys and girls see and we who says because this shouldn't be an issue. Under no circumstance must a man search a woman. I mean, and the search, you know, you go very deep and touch.
So even if you go to the bank today and there are security personnel there, they are both male and female security personnel.
Me a bank?
A bank, yes. A typical example is the Eco Bank, the one on the ridge, the main Eco Bank building.
Yeah.
You enter and then you find either one male and then one female security personnel, and then immediately you step in and you're a woman. That's the female one would step in. I've experienced it. Yeah, even scanning you. That is a form of their search. And so, as you said, if it is a male, why don't you bring a male in to search them? And if it is a female, why don't you bring a female? Or better still, why don't you bring male and female and then walk into their office and search them?
Well, it would be good to listen to the various public affairs directorate of those two agencies to understand what really is happening. Because usually issues of anonymity and equal issues of disclosure for order from above, but it shouldn't be an issue for all of us. We have said, I mean, it happens everywhere. It happens in the church, it happens in marriage. I've given an example of the marriage sometimes. A senior minister suspects a junior minister. Sometimes a junior minister is thinking the senior okra anointing are obsolete. What ngosra ye dada. Ye nom ni akọ Trinity aba foforo. Ye nom ni akọ bo degree foforo aba wo so for penny wo de no eye dada ya santo anom ngosra and we use. Sometimes it does happen. And so everything the senior minister does, junior minister no issue ho. And sometimes bibia so junior minister bebia enye senior minister fe eno ana obi edito enyo se akoko sakchira kroma enye ne fe enye, and that's what is happening. But we understand there is a new twist to the story, and very soon I will allow Na to give that perspective of this. We only report what we see, and on this part of the segment, we'll discuss from our own opinions what we think it is. Allegedly. Intina, you can say on the station, the views that are expressed by our callers are not necessarily the views of the station, but over the opposite watch now watch it will increase to Quarcoo. So the new twist of the story, now you want to read it to me?
I'm reading it, but it looks like I have a bad feeling about this. So, the Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority has disclosed that a dispute that escalated into a physical altercation between GPHA security personnel and officers of the Ghana Immigration Service has been resolved amicably. Addressing the incident in a statement on Wednesday, the GPHA acknowledged that the situation could have been managed better to avoid the escalation that occurred. The GPHA explained that immigration officers did not declare a package which breached the standard operating procedures under the International Ships and Ports Facility Security Code. The GPHA security officials' insistence on strict adherence to these security measures led to the altercation. Okay, while some media reports have sensationalized the incident, we recognize that it could have been handled more effectively to prevent escalation, part of the statement read. And so the statement is just below it. And, well.
All right, the sensationalism there, I say, media for a carry, but sure. we don't want to follow that pattern of reportage. We are very resolute, reserved, and very, very, very fundamental with the base. Into the echo form and on your back and was na na bibi foforo aba na yenko efidie no so na yenhwe video bi meba de na kenkan no brofum no. Let's go on our screens.
My madam said you guys should pray. We didn't talk to your madam there. He was at the counter. You come to the port and come and be here. My madam said you guys should pray. We didn't talk to your madam there.
All right, after 4 these are amateur footages from one of the officers here, say a immigration for officers, GPA for officers. But said the TV say wakabrane ana waso ni nuemu de na to table so aso obu ni konmu so ye ne den mente me ho ase ebiaba na nansen no bibia be ye bia na obi di camera susu oye ya asoso na odia tudwa. So this is what is happening, but now edit for fraba na enye ono ankasa na no disseminate eye de GPHA any Ghana Immigration Service nyina ede ababe tudwa ana ye kinkan bia chomo say BBAC wo montamu bia no wo maka brofu bia o de bishop say amicably ti obi atene ho ase na emum na wo chire mu say ekoba se Ghana Immigration Service for eko shema bi mu eko ye adwuma na upia standard procedure se bibia wodi pie free mu bia no obeka ho asem na brofu mu be declare na be me se corpus na declare ene ekoba se ene Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority security for say da be se mu declare na yehwe na ye twa koye nim no kra no so mo ma ye nhwehwehwe mo ho yenhwehwehwe yen search mo na say bibi ehye mo but o say media for ana oma sensationalize ade no nkanye sanka ye bibi kutiwe bia eba ya eto say nanka nke betimi kra edi oyuna ebro se kra ba but nyamencha ade omatimi aka bibia ama bibia wie peyo. Now I think we'll give it to them if they have amicably settled it. I mean, praise the Lord.
So we don't want to hear this moving forward. We don't want to hear anything concerning the same situation. Because what we're about to catch is that you have resolved it amicably. Yeah.
Ambassador. Na wako all right, we want to discuss the next story. Now saying yen say your papa ne your mama no bi no mo eni etutu aka wo mo nsem enkan pensioners almost say sika o mo do to bank say dan kwa ma bi omo kwa homegie mu na ekoba se pensioner de o space ni waduru ana wode be ye ohun yie na se fofi anto ata na wo mereso na nyankropon be fa wa waje wadakatea na ede wakɔhwe fom ama unya heavy bi kwa no akọ oda hell so a na wada o hell but some radio asase sui omo ho kire omo pa isane se onsika on go to investment bebre no ye nyina ye nim financial sector clean up bebre na loko any haircut ye frewa ni etwa uti ye frewa ni etwa uti ye frewa ni etwa uti. We want to be very all right enti yenya openi bi a ye ne bedi nkomo na yenti na no desem. We want to speak to Abib Sani, or security analyst. He has been on our show and we want to listen from him his perspective, especially the perspective of a security person vis-a-vis two state agencies fighting to the extent to say camera crowd almost. So my brother Habib, how are you doing? Habib, salam alaikum. All right, yensa. Can you hear me, my brother? Hello, sir. All right, yensa kan yebrana yenibedi nkomo. We want to listen from his desk what he thinks. What are the ramifications? Better still, what will be the implication to security matters in the na yaka tina na ye ka eye die echire na ye papa ne ma me no musika
aba osofo na me say as bibia be say omutu no if the security agencies are fighting
yeah
say yes ye kunya say ma wan be ko amaye
ye nya asem
but you know they are supposed to protect us na mo so na mo kun
okay nya ye de bema nyame na wadi asem ama all right entina me ka say eye financial sector clean up here by na nipa bebre na esika ekoko ka edwamu to the extent say na pensioners fo bi so aba ka ho a beye nansen bosome ba ko ni picketing ha na enrade omoko eye financial ministry ekoba ne se no mani abre senka omo de letter bi omokruche ato enkrata so nsem bi omokruche ato enkrata so ekwa akoma minister nanso na minister ni wonti ora 7 amoa eka se ka letter no obeje na oje letter no a na odi akoma minister nanso ekokoba ne se abonten ho anu ogina yenti na nipa no ba ko ka se Steve dia eduhe die na se ode openi ni ko na onene kokotena office na ubise bisa na wokura adwuma ben no aye unya adwuma bi asa na aden na otete o papa ne onana no musa. All right entina eno ne koba ya na empenifu ani abre se de tie bia ora Stevengamu a ahyebo se minister ba or the letter ebe mam no mo do se ebe yo na de eso mu ye bia na omaye. All right koba ne sade na ye pese ye bema ye nua ni ankra akwaba na ensemu a ye ka no so etimi ede na no atomi anyame te uyo ten
dromo fa hawo
ni ona no ko yelo
bole
alo lebi mangpa
le bole gaido.
Okay.
Sana mobote mama nda.
Okay. Lage kefie wa chenye kefie breakfast.
Ahia machine ami mo.
Oh, kogbena. Yeah. Kogbena. Hey. Mimi ka be a prophet and a shoko. All right. Anyami, we are talking about the financial sector cleanup vis-a-vis the various picketing, especially the elderly who these days think they must speak their minds or else this government might move out of office or otherwise without solving their issues for them.
Yes, rightly so, they must speak because if you have made investment and savings over a period of time, you have now come on pension or your retirement where you are seeing that all your toils is just going down the rain. And some have lost their lives. Families have lost property. So it's no mean any issue that should be told with at all. What happened yesterday was unfortunate. And it has just to do with more of corporate governance, sort of. Because these are people, you know their plight, you know what they are going through, and they are coming to present and culturally potential, you know, okay, if people are coming to you, you receive them into your home. You give them water to drink.
You don't let them stand outside.
You know, so the elderly will feel disrespected, slighted, so to speak. Okay, then you know. So I think this one maybe the pronouncement of the elderly man. Do you know how long have you worked? That one too was uncalled for. But in the heat of the moment, minfuna. So we should learn as leaders, or as I wouldn't say politicians, as leaders in particular, the people we are leading. Sometimes we need to speak their language. We need to come down to their level, and then make sure we understand them. We are hoping that, as the Stephen Amwa has promised, they will do something about it, because realistically, baby, this government will have to exit because there's going to be an election. So if up till now, you've not heard anything about your hard-won money, your toil, your sweat, it is something worrying. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't hear anything soon. They'll go and pick it again.
They will. They have even indicated in the letter
that
if they don't hear anything from the deputy finance minister, so the minister is going to speak through the deputy, because they gave the petition to the deputy minister. So if they don't hear anything, next week Wednesday they are going to pick it, and every other Wednesday.
I think that there must be a way out to this. But quickly, let's take your opinion on the 𝗟𝗡𝗃 security and the immigration officers as well. We have been expressing our views.
My oh my. It was an embarrassing situation. Very, very embarrassing, very uncalled for. We saw the visuals where the GPHA authorities actually barged into the offices of the immigration people. They were busy at their desk working, accost them, assault them. We could see one gentleman on the immigration being hauled onto the desk. And my issue is that, and your first time, you work with them. You both work. When the vessels come, you move on, you do your searches. So what is the problem? What has changed?
So we are thinking that there could be a certain prior suspicion, which they are not telling us.
They are not telling us. And I'm happy GAPOA has come out, GPHA has come out early this morning condemning what happened, and have promised to deal with their staff that were involved in it. I want to believe it shouldn't end there. They should let the public know what comes out of it, no matter the level of provocation.
They will let us know.
No matter the level of provocation. You know, professionalism is a key. The difference between a professional and a lay person is the fact that the professional...
All right, so I have a security analyst on the phone, and I want to pick his opinion on this matter. Habib Sani, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, my brother?
I am fine, my brother, and how are you too?
Okay, we thank God.
All right, so we are so surprised that 2 state agencies could go to that extent of even having...
Okay.
Can you hear me?
So the line keeps breaking.
Oh, hello, Habib. Is it clearer now? Hello? Hi, sir. All right.
Hello.
Hello. Habib, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right. So we are saying here that we in the studios are so surprised that 2 state agencies could go to the extent of such hostilities, and even putting a camera on them. I'm sure one of them was filming. From the security point of view, what do you make out of the story, sir?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. Let me say good morning to you and your production team, Mr. Emmanuel Ishon, and the rest of the crew. Indeed, what has happened is an unfortunate spectacle. I would expect that the security agents and agencies work collaboratively in a unified posture to enhance the security of the port, knowing full well the dangers that might be lurking in the shadows, so far as things that has to do with our entry and exit points are concerned. Unfortunately, what has happened is demonstrable of the lack of cooperation between the various security services who are working at the ports. It is also demonstrable of the lack of discipline, because if they were disciplined, if they were well trained, they would have exercised restraint and made sure they do things in accordance with the standard operating procedures. Unfortunately, they decided to take matters into their own hands. There was fisticuff. I saw a gentleman pinned on a table, and I think it's very unfortunate. I've seen a statement from the port security putting the blame on immigration. And when you, I mean, as a communicator myself, I'm a journalist, as a member of the IPR, when you look at the body of the whole communication, it so suggests that immigration was engaged in an illegality.
Okay.
And there was an attempt by port security to stop that illegality. That is what resulted in what we saw online. Okay. And I would expect, because the statement is an indictment on immigration, I would also expect they issue their statement, because I hate to work with one-sided stories. I like to listen to both sides. And I would also expect a thorough investigation into the matter. I don't really know much about the security arrangements in there. But you see, if you have a security structure that is not clearly defined, some of these things also happen. For example, one job,
Mr. Sani, could this be a matter of a prior suspicion? I am thinking that these two agencies possibly do not trust each other and are suspecting each other of a certain mishap. So I was saying that there could be a certain remote cause which has necessitated these immediate cause. Could that be a matter of trust?
Definitely. I mean, there's a matter of trust involved, because according to the statement I read, there was a package that should have been subjected to some search or a security procedure. I don't know what it is. Okay. Unfortunately, that wasn't done. So there was a probable reason to suspect something was amiss. But if there were trust, you wouldn't have any suspicion. But the fact that there was a probable suspicion, then what it means is there's no trust to a very large extent. And for them to storm the offices of the immigration and exchange blows, very uncalled for. I think it's just low. It's unacceptable. Very, very uncalled for. So what I expect is a thorough investigation into the matter. Maybe this is just a tip of the iceberg. There are bigger issues that might come out as a result, because we don't play with our entry and exit points, especially at this time. We are going into an election. We are under the threat of terrorism. There's massive proliferation of small arms and light weapons, and a whole lot of security issues that we might, be experiencing this year. So if we don't take immediate steps to ensure that our entry and exit points are well secured, then it becomes a national security problem. We are in trouble. So maybe lastly for you, from the security point of view, what should be the way forward? Knowing that this is just but one of that hostility between two state agencies. We have heard of that, of the Boko incident, that of the prison officers and the soldiers. I mean, that of the police and soldiers at some point in time. What will you advise as the way forward? Well, first of all, I would call for an agency investigation into the matter.
By who?
By both the port security, the immigration service, and perhaps even the national security operatives there.
Okay.
Okay, and maybe the police can get involved because to smuggle things out is a criminal offense and all that. And by so doing, we would get to know what really the facts of the matter is. If anybody is found culpable, should be dealt with according to the law. But I do hope that the investigation would be broadened to include if there are some lapses, you know, in one way or another at the place. We need to find out what they are and work to seal those lapses.
All right.
Because, you know, port issues is very dicey. Port and airport, in fact, the ports, the seaports and the airports, and even the land ports, very dicey. So we cannot afford to play with it. So the investigation is important. Secondly, we need to ensure discipline. I mean, what training do these officers get? I mean, the port security, are they private security or they belong to the ports? If they belong to the port, what training are they given? What is their background and all that? We need to be, you know, mindful of the kind of people. I'm not impugning them. I'm just speaking generalized. You know. So we need to make sure they go through the right training, and we need to, most importantly, ensure there's discipline, there's accountability. So before anybody does anything, he will think, if I do this, what are the risks and the rewards? And I'm sure that would disincentivize people from taking matters into their own hands and go through the appropriate channels.
Very much. Well, we want to thank you so much for making time to speak with us on this issue.
Pleasure as well.
All right. So that was Alhaji Adib Sani. He is a foreign policy and security analyst, and he has shared his view on this matter. Anyami, that is what the analyst is saying.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to. It's early days yet to say that the port authorities had done something. Of course, the fisticuffs alone, that one is a no-no. That one don't matter there. So I was saying that the difference between a professional and a lay person is that the professional has been trained to control your feelings, to control yourself. That is why a boxer will not come out of the ring and be hitting people and boxing on the street. That is why professional. Because a professional, imagine seeing a professional nurse fighting in the market.
Are you saying that their emotional intelligence is that low?
Exactly. So you should be able, that's the difference. You should be able to train your emotional intelligence. You should be able to train yourself so that no matter the level of provocation. Because until yesterday, the two institutions, the agencies have worked together.
They've cooperated.
Over the years.
But the statement, it says that they refused to declare a package they had picked from the supposed place.
So we understand it's a gift.
Yes. So you know what you are supposed to do. Why don't you declare it? And let's move forward.
So it's a transmission of a certain. But let's move ahead. We're talking about the locked up fund. I do not know whose money in Ghana has not been locked up. I think almost everybody who understands investment and savings has had monies locked up. When are we going to have our monies released? It's the plight of these aged, elderly citizens of our country. Brother,
I am hoping this time around there, those who have what it takes to resolve the issues we'll hear. Unfortunately, new minister Quarcoo, Minister of Finance, even
the deputy.
But when you are inheriting assets and liability, Oforiata fighter, he did what he could. I am praying that as a matter of urgency, Ami Hunter will look at it. He's a fine gentleman. He understands the space, see what can be done within the space of this short period, because the trust element is gone. The elderly, knowing our political culture, knows that the moment we go and vote and listen, that is the end.
Probably their fear is that if should in case a new government comes in today, their funds will be locked up forever, and that is probably their fear.
That is the fear, and that's the reality on the ground. Yeah. So even if government will say the funds or where to get it, sometimes we try to apportion blame. Why did you go and invest in with such a company? Did you do due diligence? Or what would I can stay there? We have passed that. Their funds are locked. These are people.
The leader of the members of the locked up fund, the leader, the doctor, is the former director of the Securities and Exchange Commission.
You can imagine.
Wow.
You can imagine. You can imagine. So also because he can see ahead. He knows what can become
of the future.
Yes, Mr. Ruanani. He is the former director.
Exactly.
So obviously he knew where to invest his money, and he has invested it right,
and it has locked up.
So why don't you give it back to him?
It's locked up. He knows who has the key.
Anyway,
the former CJ. Former CJ is part of the people. So these are people who wouldn't have just put their money anywhere. But let's open the phone lines before you come in.
Okay, into 0256253461 and at 053-835-0625. Now you can in some alpha locked up funds and our face Gapoa any GIS Ghana Immigration Service or more fights via ACA. Because social media, you find the video there. And to also make me a friend nowadays. Your comments and your suggestions would also add up to this. So,
yes, my brother, you can continue.
I was saying that just like the former CJ, Anti-Sophia, pushed very hard and very strong. And yet in Kache, what that means is that either she has been sorted, or the people have been.
No, I don't think she's been sorted.
Then we want to hear the So maybe she has deployed another strategy to push for the. I am hoping that this new finance minister will come out and speak to them, address them, tell them what the plan will be. That this is it. It has reached my desk. I'll look at the situation and then we'll see what we can do. At least words of assurance.
Is enough.
It helps. Maybe the people want the money. Look at what the leader is even talking about. He's moved from.
Yeah, we have somebody on the line.
Hello, Nito. Good morning. You are calling from Quarcoo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to the panel. You too. Good morning.
Good morning.
Adzika, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I hope you're all doing well.
Great. Great.
Yeah,
great.
I think on the issue of Ghana. Port and Harbour and then
GIS.
Customs, whatever, the
immigration.
I think most of them need what we say intermittent emotional training. Intermittent emotional training, such that they would have this occurrence of training where they will be advised on how to hold on their emotions when it comes to such issues. As a matter of fact, we expect much from them. Many will not receive any training in that regard. How could we also hold ourselves? And we are getting to elections. And you know, when it gets to elections there, we extend our hands to these securities to help us in the, keeping calm in the nation as well. So if this issue could not be handled well, how much more case elections we are going to depend on them to assist us. So please respect them. I think most of them, both teams have heads of whatever. They have their structures. They should be called to book and then they should be dealt with, in a way that they could come over this thing. And then when it comes to investment, people invest so that one day they could have something to depend on. If you want to but I forgot I know you're forgetting that. I think that is especially old people. I'm investors. I want to be very careful because they have said they have contributed to the nation. Don't want to make sure one look at akwalet trio amame ulakudomi koni oblanta to monyeme ninye tajeme ninye baba shimo koni nyeboe atanye no
ni ofata
Your financial, like these are my submissions for the 2 issues.
Hello, good morning, King David. You are calling from a coupon. Hello, King. Good morning.
Hello, dear. Many have ya met a drum. Yawan is so there. Who penny now with the that's a me American Monday. I come with that on the more table now, more because I come with the money man as I have some from the navigation of the way. I come with that as I'm aware where Shaya Tigana have won up police when she have work our identity. Look of you. Mean what tower your mouth. The man will ball Lupani or Lupa, it's one year. One to Lupani, a pepe. Lupani Christian answer will be. I'm not totally a Christo. When you need the Adzika, what can I be? Pay the war, you know. Pay the war. You never stop with. The man, Papa, where software would come from me. What can the time that after the one wanting in everybody that wouldn't now awesome. What I should do, I put to Ben. And among them, General Ben yet in Magana, and among them yet, and now prepare to my young Papa do. What way we are the unknown Kata, as I said, Christian, Opidawa, Koso, a radish on Soma. Now, for any bring, Martin in that Christo, young many Christo, in the Christo, in that Christo. Now that's really in a Tunja, you know, man, or your man name in Ankasa, into where I said, the Damatiano Bay.
You King, that's it. I like the fact that he's able to speak the Ga fluently and he's able to speak Ikuapem also fluently. Thank you very much for your submission. You can also call 025-625-3461 and our face is 053-835-0625. Friend, I didn't come on me patch over my TV volume no Embra form. My ni we are cases I can ham.
Yes, she can Mobabia Coca can or Lady Chicago.
Mokotana, Mokoyeki.
Yes, Frotoma. Because look, people who have served their nation. I want to believe I'm a salary scam and be na me buana. Because I can suggest that I will buy. I will know more. I will not want to go there. If one I can call Shikana Ghana and Shehiko here. What is the essence of investing? What is the essence of saving? And we're also encouraging that culture. So people, we got to a point where people are charged more, but it is not the best practice. What is the secret? Germany sanoka baby how they go see security so now what do we do? So we need to look at the whole financial architecture. Yes, and then assure people that savings and investment is a culture that we need to embrace, and then your funds will be safe at the end of it, the time you need it. So Minister of Finance and your team and all those who handle those portfolios. Yes, Remo, listen to the cry of the elderly, because we also get there.
The young shall grow. Yeah, maybe lastly before we let you off, there are these 2 young men who have burnt their mother alive, burnt their house, and it is alleged that they have some mental issues. This is rather not a good one.
Yes. See, this mental health campaign. This week they celebrated the mental health day and a week. We are even in the process. I think it is an issue all of us should take seriously. Stress killing people, or stress putting people into depression and making them act in so many ways. Look at this situation. Apparently, these 2 young people have threatened their grandmother that they will burn her alive. So grandmother runs to the police station and they enforce their threats, put the house on fire, not knowing their sick mother was in the room sleeping. That is what has become of it. When I have dealt with mental health because of my background in the health sector. I love that particular area. When you go and they manage your case and you are put on medication, the long and short of it is that they'll ask you, what is your plan for family therapy? Family therapy. Because after all the medication, you need that love, you need that support at home. But this is the home that we also have, and that when they come home, they now vent their spleen on the in-house people. So we need to look at our whole structure, our health structure. That is it proper that we manage the cases or when they are medication at home? I know technically they will argue maybe they were not on their medication. That is how come they became aggressive. That is how come they got triggered and then bent the house or something. If they were monitored, if they were on their medication, so is it good that we have family therapy, we have them at home and monitor them, or we keep them at the psychiatric wards? And then so these are issues that it's rather unfortunate. It's rather
let's pick fireman. Fireman.
Yeah, present you.
Yeah, this show and fire no to coin.
Oh, me fire immigration for no papa me call abono so.
Okay.
And I pay me raho. I don't think I'm a raho. E wo mrenu mu say uko abona na e che wade a e o say security personnel no omu hu ade a e wo mu. But the money send immigration officer. Ya che u gift a. E wo say we are transparent no bia hu say bibi say na e wo mu. But would you say, I feel the most street to follow in the Muna Mokoi. To me, dear, that street to follow Mokuno, young uniform because I may be unprofessional, or may be ambitious, because what they did, it is not right. How can you wear uniform and fight there? Which is very bad. And I feel the Ministry of Finance. Send them, you go bank, sir. Now, go back a bond, investment in Yama. No one to say. Instead of you to give the money to them, one person with this capital, in Kofa, in Kofa pension, in Kofa, be one man, somewhere by any so, or Madame, I are for, in Bima Bodam, in Bima, it's not about the share, on the source of the provider, Musika Diamon, because I have a so get money bring now, then the Sika to bank, or they get investment, then you close the bank, Musamu Fest Kanima, it's the Ministry of Finance, and I pay, but then it's with the professional way. They should look smart and they should come and pay the money. Money I mean yes, man.
Yo, yeah, that's it, pa. Yeah, that's it.
I'm behaving a bit small.
Fireman. Yes, you're on the point.
Yeah, so I was on the mental health state of most of our people, and then say, is it proper or is it the best for us to manage the cases at home when people are not on their medication, when they get aggressive, who monitors, and so that it's one event too many. It's not the first time. Some people have cut their period with cutlasses, all because of their mental state. So it's unfortunate, but I will call on the mental health authority and all the professionals that we look at it as a policy holistically, because we need the family therapy. That is how come we have them in our homes.
So that we can integrate them back
and then make sure that they are not so dangerous to the people around them.
I think that it doesn't only fall on the mental health authority, but also those brothers and sisters who would come from prisons and also come back into the society. How do we even accept them back into our system? Hello, King. Thank you for calling again.
I did not have a future. I could hear what you come with him. I was a man properly. The man make a home. The man here will ask me to go.
Hey.
The man here will ask me to go. Very come answer. An American, which is on man or someone who saw someone at the tomb come near to make treaty in Numa at Japade at Yamo, someone and a good leadership. As a Okendinia or deal on man name. Sir, my lady, party, someone the 20 now. Where I saw one away of a man I can do. I am where I wanted to one of your man I can do. You wouldn't be in the house of one money. Let me papa try this for also open. Me share near maybe I report so on me who said the leaders of the state would meet in anonymous people. I'm in anonymous no. One point, she didn't go last week. Last week Tuesday, no man go. Yet at the party. The captain, yes, no go few. What do we want party be in Nantinia? The watch. Chubby, and Yama Costo, Kwana, Boyan, Na ko mama kan we no okuta andaka jirejina hote fa ye no brain nyina sika ma ye ne ntumi nkwaso se bi ne ndema ene obituwa odimi ntia sika branco hospital health insurance ni mu oko edura wo be ma ye paracetamol no me auto pay no the kwani sika ma no don twa yare ta papa no sa no yare sa se wa bobra aye de mo ma ni etimu Mata mi se mo twa ta ma se ta mo ka che sa question ko ne ni ta ko na mo wan tira won
Yate. I mean, obviously, from that pain, now we understand. Say, Mama, it will just Tuesday, dear. Then we really understand where you are coming from. Ni, Onagwesani.
Yeah. On the immigration and then GPHA issue. Because we need them to work together. Just like the security analyst mentioned, they play a very key role, and we are in a season, we need them to work together. So whatever might have triggered it, the investigation should be conducted, but they shouldn't say, because you did this, we are not working. Please, work must go on. They must work and then protect our harbors and then make sure we, and then also the money for our elderly, please, Ministry of Finance. Deputy Minister of Finance has promised. I'm hoping by now you are in a meeting with your boss and the minister. Address them. Please come out and let's see how they can get their money. Mental health too. Let us take care of ourselves. Let's be careful when we are with our people, and then make sure that they are well integrated into society. Thank you, Ghana.
Thank you so much. That was our brother New to Ankara. He currently works with the Health Directorate of the Methodist Church Ghana. He's a ministerial student gearing up to put on the collar. All right, thank you so much. For now, you try your by a bar. You call your pumudin so na fe you find insurance so emremo. Yedamasepa.
For Christ, we live. Welcome to the Methodist Retreat Center, a project undertaken by the Association of Methodist Men's Fellowship. The center strives on the funds accumulated during Men's Day fundraising. We are therefore glad to announce an update on the work done at the Methodist Retreat Center. With funds raised last year at the Men's Day celebration, 15 rooms on the second floor of the 3-story building was completed and fully furnished. This video is showing the second floor corridor and the furnished 15 guest rooms. The rooms are fully furnished with wardrobes, working desk, air conditioners, fridges, television sets, heaters, WCs, and sinks. Proceeds from this year's Men's Day fundraising, which is on the 19th May 2024, will be used to work on the 3rd floor and a few remaining rooms on the 2nd floor. We passionately appeal for your generosity in giving. I will serve the church.
This is the new Wesley Towers. It is a state-of-the-art office space located in the ambassadorial enclave, Accra. The property comes with a main entrance foyer with a classic central chandelier lighting. Our 13-passenger elevator with an air diffuser and a display screen for all your adverts will surely take you to the auditorium. At the Wesley Towers is a 500-seater auditorium for all your events. It's fully soundproof with a centralized air conditioning system. Our liner speakers, MCR, LED screens, and LED stage lights are fully in place. After an eventful day in our auditorium, you are sure to feel refreshed in the spacious 200-seater capacity roof terrace with a pergola in place. With 100 available car parking space, this new edifice is safe and secured with our security systems in place. Over 100 camera points and car parking control system. We have washrooms, restaurant, and an on-site clinic. Book our conference rooms for your corporate meetings whilst admiring the water fountain synchronizing with colorful lighting and music. Wesley Towers is designed to make you feel safe, offering you the needed luxurious space. It comes with affordable pricing package. Please contact for details and inspection. 0503 109 978 or 0500 166 304 or 0556 302 880 0243 614 423. Wesley Towers, offering you a safe, secured, luxurious space.
Another Thursday is here with us again, and you've tuned into the right channel at the right time, because here on Wesleyan Television you'll discover valuable insights about your health. You're still watching 𝗟𝗓𝗏 Wake Up to a Purposeful Day. It's time for the health segment. My name is 𝗟𝗓𝗏𝗏. Mema Ashefo nyina akwaba eba apomuden emreso. Apomuden is brought to you by 𝗡𝗡𝗏 Institute. 𝗡𝗡𝗏 Institute, a therapy center for all your addiction problems. Ohwehwe won echi kwan a obehu won Kumase, Kochi. And there on apomuden ye twetwe enkomo afa cancer of the nose. Cancer of the nose. Eye sebe kokram a ewo sebe nipa ehwenimu enti yen doctor a owo Kolebut Teaching Hospital we siesie ne ho aye krado enti yenko na yene no enko twetwe enkomo.
The ear, nose and throat, like most places, you can get a cancer. In there are cancers of the ear, cancers of the nose, cancers of the throat. The cancers of the nose, for example, a lot of wood dust in the paper, carpenter for one plane in Yama, one mask, then one home, all the dust of the one edumana. It's a honor brand no pay. It do be 50, 60, now you do 20 years and then it starts giving you problems. And in the nose, we more ushers in there. Ushers the common code. More ye a bufu or when there or today in your code. And I say in the Messi ubra all your life in your code in the or in your code no call in the Azuba in the Suka and when they want to be every day over time you notice there now like a part of your nose is permanently like blocked or something similar. Then in your it can even give you toothache. It can give you lose your sense of smell and then into all these things. Then sometimes you see blood coming from your nose. And once a moji because the name upon pain kakra start upon you should be concerned. That could be the first sign there bibi kodo. In the hono na do ho aba it might involve doing the scan of your head and stuff similar to find out the cancers. And young that over time, basically, opinion born a baby as share or phone another years so sometimes or pray if you no more or do honor than each other. I fine. But more TV time, I don't if it don't about hospital, no. Yeah, be young person, now, yeah, should be able to be to a sama. You who in Tema in paper, able to be see one normal. Treatment maybe will be involved either surgery or radiation therapy and chemotherapy, depending on the extent, as long as it's a cancer.
Yeah, Dr. Owokolibu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Kenneth Baidu, ear, nose and throat specialist. Ono na one yang achiche and komo na ene one yang akasa on a very interesting topic. In praying pino, people do not even know that you can have cancer of the nose. Entino or say ebia from time to time you get a lot of cold, and so you might think it is normal, and ebia you might notice that one of your nose is blocked, and now say you might have bruises or blood coming out of the nose, or say entnaho, or say ukohu doctor na wonum eye en shishemu ebia na eye normal ebi enswa na akoye cancer of the nose. Inti, just as I mentioned earlier, here on this channel, on the health segment, you discover valuable insights about your health. And I pay aha ena yede apumude en komo channel ABC nyame adoma ochina jimre na on apumude. Apumude was brought to you by 𝗵𝗃𝗃 Institute. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 Institute ohwehwe won wechi kwaya obehu won Kumasi Kuchi. Now 𝗵𝗃𝗃 Institute a therapy center for all your addiction problems. Edin a mejeso a Rachel Mercy ahen. Miss Oriswe, Miss Na is up next with Insurance Minutes.
𝗵𝗃𝗃 Institute ayaresabia hotonia sumdua shehoma edian no wakwankyere ni adekodia poten no a epia ma otokoso wa abrabomu nanso sensanom ni nubone fa basa betwa wa akwan mu a eyi wa adwini free obotaye no so wo 𝗵𝗃𝗃 Institute no yebetumi aboa wo ni wabusuafo a muhia mo anyina ma wogye ayemodea ye ayaresabia sebi yebeboa wona a wato nsane nubone fa ntentan mu ayaresabia ibotaye ne se ebeboa adwuma mu nimdifo asuafo ni nipa ahodo anyina ama watu anamwa edikan a edifa ahodie bebre won mpanimfo a yene won di dwuma no bi ne wona a wo hwa adwene mu yare afutufo ni adokotafo ni anesefo a wode won ho afiri nsanom ne nubone fa nsem yatete saa nimdifo yi na wo nimdia ne nyoma pa ebo ayarefo no na de atwam nso ne se ayaresa nhyehyeye ni gina abefo nhyehyemu ni USA nhyehyeye a wode di dwuma no 𝗵𝗃𝗃 ayarehwe ne fie die nyina ayepe yayaresa nhyehyeye no gu ahodo na ebi ne medical monitored detox program, residential rehabilitation yesan tumi fa ye nananom akwa ahodo so sayare na ebi nso ne group therapy, 12-step AAA programs, recreational therapy, nenia ekeka ho. Ayarefo ne da akyehye ase bra ode ne nan besi biaye ho no a. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 Institute ya belfo ayaresabia ehwe wona wado suko won sane nubone famu. Na ani wiase afa na nhyehyeye nyina nso yepe. Adampa hodo a ye wonu bi ne VIP rooms, professional rooms, standard rooms, and air conditioned rooms. Laundry services ye free. Ahobambon nsem nso wo sro kama. Yesan wo bia ya osua de na eba no aduane sem de a uni hawkra. Ye na chukwan wo Kumasi Kochi e wa Asante Mantam Ghana. Sa wo pentremu bia nso a mepa chow frayan wo 0245 849185 ana 0322 496188. USA Fonson frayan wo 404 735 7697. Abe Fontaine Tansu behunu yen wo www.𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.marthaedu.org. 𝗵𝗃𝗃 Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy, home away from home.
The 16th day of May 2024, and welcome to Insurance Minutes here on WTV. My name is 𝗟𝗏𝗏, and today on Insurance Tidbits, we would like to tell you that you need an insurance for yourself. Everyone who is working or not working needs an insurance. And so walk into any of Danwell's offices nationwide and get signed on to one of either of their insurance policies, and it's going to help you a lot. So they have insurance policies like the motor insurance policy, the contractors all risk policy, they have marine insurance, they have bonds, they have money insurance, they have personal accident policy, they have fire and theft, and then home protection policies as well. And these are designed in a way to suit your every need. And so why not sign to any of the insurance policies today and have yourself covered? On that note, let's go take a video from Danwell Insurance.
Ebusiafo, midin di AC Danwell. Obetumi afra me ACD. Me a virtual insurance underwriter. A metimi aboa. Ama wonsaka motor insurance policy. Sima eduntem. Nia ubeya ne so besane me ha e WhatsApp number iso 050-168-7806 na enchekra me jejuma no amao.
If it must be done, it must be done well.
Remember, if you're in Accra, Danwell can be located in Osu behind the Presbyterian Church, or you can log on to any of their social media platforms ranging from Facebook, X, and Instagram, and you can get in touch with them. You can also use their WhatsApp lines or their website, and you can find Danwell Insurance there. On that note, Agro is next, and so do enjoy the rest of the program.
Agro na sodeja Wesleyan TV. Yes, subscribe.